welcome back to the 1313 podcast, the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe. I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
Welcome back to all you Regs, to all you Shinies. Welcome to the podcast. This is a podcast. Please, before we begin, if you haven't already, make sure that you like the video, you leave a comment, you subscribe to the channel, you click that bell icon so you get notified whenever we upload, and you press that join button to support us. It's only 99 cents a month. That helps us out a lot, and you can join level 1313, getting some exclusive stickers, a nice little emblem next to your name, and priority in the comment section. Also, if you haven't already, make sure that you join the Discord, the nice, lovely Discord with a ton of cool people in it all the time. If you want to talk to Star Wars nerds, check out the Discord. Also, if you want to go above and beyond in supporting the podcast, we also have a Patreon, and every month we do a giveaway for Patreon for our 1313 tier, and if you're in that tier this month, we're going to be giving away... you'll have to find out soon, because...
We're figuring it out. Sorry.
We'll figure it out soon. So,
other kind of big announcement real
No! Make sure you also follow us on all our social media, that being Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, X, and Twitch.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Also...
If you're catching this episode tomorrow in the morning, Tommy and I are going to be live at 12:20 Eastern Standard Time for the HasLab stream. Well, the
HasCon.
HasCon.
Stupid. You idiot. You misspoke.
You make me feel like you don't want me on the podcast no more.
What would you...
So, yeah, if you're super excited for the HasCon stream, stop on by, say hi. We're going to be live reacting to everything that is in it. Yakface just posted a picture of the live-action Regs from Ahsoka and did the hashtag, like, Black Series thing that he did. So maybe we'll get one tomorrow. I really hope that's the case. I'm super stoked to see what else that they release, because I'm really curious, just because I know we're going to get the Force Unleashing. Jacob is pulling that up on his phone right now. Can't justify it right now. Will not be getting it, unfortunately, but it looks perfect.
I get paid tonight, so I might get it.
120 schmackaroos.
I get paid tonight, so I might get it.
For the Galen Merrick.
Well, it's a character I've wanted in the Black Series for a really long time.
Yeah.
And my one thing is it only going to be in this pack, or are they ever going to single?
Never going to single release, in my opinion. I think it would be cool if they chose to do it, but I feel like for now they won't.
Well, every time it's probably just going to be a bit till they do it, but every time they do like a really cool pack like this, they always single release. They always do. That's how THRAWN started. THRAWN was
no, that is true. He was the deluxe thing right over there.
He was only in the Comic-Con box, and then they single carded him.
It'll just probably be a long time. Yeah, I guess I'll wait. I can live without the Force effects for Galen. Can use my imagination.
And the 2 extra Stormtroopers, but granted, you can use those Stormtroopers to make some Night Troopers.
Sheesh.
Speaking of Night Troopers, new episode of Ahsoka when Dummy went stupid. Spoilers.
For everything.
Yeah, for everything. If you haven't seen Ahsoka yet, go watch the show. Yesterday night, after I got done filming a project on campus, we have a giant, it's a lecture hall, basically.
Yeah, you sent me the video.
But in the lecture hall, there's like a really good projector, and there's surround sound in the lecture hall because it's a film building. So me and 5 other guys asked the janitor to open the door for us, and shout out to
John the
I probably
janitor.
shouldn't include his name because he opened the door for us, and I don't know if he was supposed to, but I'll clip it. No, I won't.
No, we won't.
But shout out to him for letting the boys in, and then we watched the newest episode of Ahsoka on the big screen, which is pretty cool. We might try to start doing that every week or so. Do like something, because none of them have seen the new Indiana Jones yet, so I'm like, we should probably watch.
Here we go again. No, Ahsoka's been amazing so far too, for us at least. We got together with Kylo's Creations to watch the new episode.
And Hybrid was supposed to be there, but he's dumb.
Sorry, Hybrid, you couldn't make it. It's
loser.
All right. Maybe next week.
Freaking loser.
But it's been a blast just week by week watching with all these people. I know somebody commented that they weren't going to get my opinion on the previous episode because I wasn't here for the show. I had some training to do, so
yeah. Jackson's like, guys, I uploaded this video to the Google Drive.
I was so mad because it was literally hilarious. It was going to be a funny bit.
It did not show up at all.
I'll show you it later if you remind me.
So
I might use it for a review. Actually,
we didn't include it. We did not.
My bad. Yeah, I felt really bad about that. I was kind of like, gosh, dang it, man. So, but the other part of the thing that I had to say is because I wasn't on last week's episode, thank you to everybody who came to the ErieCon. Dennis, people like you are awesome. It was really good to meet everyone else.
Dennis.
Shout out Dennis. I was showing Maya the picture of Dennis today when we were at dinner. I was like, this is Dennis. He was super cool. So, that was awesome
He
to meet
emailed us that
everybody.
picture.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw the email from the thing. Shout out to the gentleman dressed as Rex. We have to send this dude to Cook because Cook offered to paint him for us, which would go stupid, go crazy, go hard.
Go bonkers.
Go bonkers. Because the dude is amazing at painting for some reason. And I'm not. So I'm jealous. And it hurts sometimes. But we're going to get past that for
Well,
right
you're
now.
just
On the
dumb.
episode.
I could probably do it. Bro, I'm literally an art major.
I know. I'm f***ing with you.
Bro, I'm literally...
Sorry, I had to use my one pass right now. Sorry. We're like 7 minutes in the episode and I used it.
What pass? Did you swear? I didn't even notice.
Maybe no one else will notice.
Dude, watch your fucking mouth.
Bro, no one's gonna watch us anymore because we're not family friendly.
Bro, I got room tone, and I got bars and tone built into Premiere. It's the boop. I got it.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, it's part of the... Okay, so Premiere thing. Every time before you make a movie, you have to have this thing called a leader.
Yeah.
It's 30 seconds of like, you know, like when you see like all the lines and stuff, you're boo on so you have to include that for color accuracy, and then that boo is 12 decibels, so that's like where you want to mix your audio. And then you have 20 seconds of black screen, and then you have an 11-second timer followed by 2 more seconds of black screen, and then your footage can start. And if you don't do that for every project, Brian crucifies you. So
Dang.
yeah, it's the universal leader.
Interesting.
But you know, so yeah, I have that boop built right into Premiere.
Okay,
so.
never mind. That'll be good. Thank you. I'll watch it for that in the episode. If you don't include it, I'll make fun of you.
I'm probably gonna forget.
Please don't. Now that you mentioned it, we went on a rant. Okay. Let's get back to Ahsoka.
What? We were talking about something? Huh?
Sorry, we pulled a Michael and just got off topic real quick. Jacob, what did you think about the newest episode? THRAWN.
That's...
When THRAWN's chimera popped on the screen, we were all sitting down, and Jacob went...
Well, because
the TV.
Well, because I was sitting there and I was just like, cool. This is where we're gonna see THRAWN. We're gonna see him, and then we're seeing the ship detached from the hyperspace ring, which looked really cool coming out of hyperspace.
That did look super dope.
And then or mega space, as we shall classify it, because it was faster than hyperspace.
Mega
space. So after they crack out of mega space and they start going down to the planet, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, what if we just see like the ruins of the Chimera, like it crash landed? I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. And then we didn't see it, and we see this tower with Night Sisters, and it's like, oh, this is the ancestral place of the Dathomiri. We got more mothers, like Mother Talzin. And I'm like, whoa!
That was honestly the biggest curveball of the night, too, in my opinion, was I never thought the Night Sisters were ever going to be a thing. We had Marin and Survivor and Fallen Order, and then we have Morgan Elsbeth, which I guess is a Night Sister. Shout out to the dude at ErieCon that, if you're watching this, whatever. But shout out to the dude who told me that Star Wars was breaking canon because Morgan Elsbeth wasn't dressed as a traditional Clone Wars Night Sister, and then they did the traditional Clone Wars Night Sister in this episode, and I was like...
Who says that she has to dress that way?
That's what I was saying. I was like, Marin doesn't dress the same way.
Ventress doesn't dress that way. She was a sister beforehand.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Silly, goofy, opinion.
But continuing, Jacob.
But no. So I was like, oh, we're not gonna see it. We got Night Sisters and stuff, so that's really cool. I'm like, we're probably gonna see him later, and then they throw Sabine in jail after little space balls took her away. And then after the Chimera, like, they're like, it appears. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm a McCreamin. And initially I thought, oh, it's like destroyed and it's rotted out.
Yeah.
But then when you take a closer look, it's all gold gilding.
It's the gold repair.
Like how the troopers are. And after the Chimera penetrates the tower, we see this legion of what's now, as dubbed by the subtitles, the Night Troopers.
Yes.
So I was thinking that they were just gonna be 7th Fleet Troopers, and we are gonna see their patches.
That's what I thought too. I thought we weren't even gonna see any. I thought it was just gonna be THRAWN on the deck. Mm-hmm. I did not expect all those troopers at once. When it happened, I know we were like, "Whoa!" It was because there's no way those are people.
So we're all thinking right now that they're just dead resurrected stormtroopers, but then I also don't think that because Thrawn was saying that when Morgan Elsbeth is like, should we send more troops to support them? He's like, we have suffered many losses, some no. It's like how are you gonna suffer losses if they're undead? Just bring them back. So it should be like the same amount. But I don't know. We're gonna have. It's probably gonna be explained next episode.
Probably.
Then we get the reveal, the grand reveal of Grand Dad Bod Thrawn.
He doesn't like how he looks.
It's not that I don't like how he looks. It's just that
Jacob's like the people on Star Wars, like Reddit and everything right now, Twitter, that are crucifying the appearance of Captain Rex and the Clone Trooper, saying this detail is up and this detail. That's you and Thrawn right now.
It's not. I'm not like that with Thrawn because I'm not out here being like scrutinizing it because I really, really want to like it because this is like Anakin and Thrawn are my favorites. So this is our first time seeing him in live action. I really, really want to like it. I just, of course, because this is like a big thing for me, I did have expectations going into it. And the expectations were Lars Mikkelsen's body type is not the body type of Thrawn from the books or in Rebels. Got to get used to that. His hair isn't blue-black like how it is in Rebels and in the books. Got to get used to that. His style is different. It's not peaked. It's just straight across. It's just... I have to remember that at this moment in time in the canon, Thrawn is 70 years old. I have to keep that in mind. This is
yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
how long do Chiss live for?
We don't know if they have like an expanded time of life. I think they do. I think their time span is a little bit more extended than humans.
Okay.
But I definitely I went into it, of course, with expectations, and when they weren't met to the exact T of what I wanted, I was like when I first saw it, I was like, eh. But now that I'm like going back through it, it's fine. It's fine with me.
I feel like he very much acts how he does in Rebels too. I feel like the translation from the animated, it's slightly different.
His voice is slightly different. So he did mention that at Celebration that he didn't just want to go import the character from Rebels over. He did want to change it a little bit, so his speaking cadence is different.
Okay, yeah. I did notice that part.
There's one part when he's speaking to Morgan Elsbeth in front of the star map towards the end of the episode where it like slips back into like the usual cadence. Mm-hmm. But excuse me, I had really greasy pizza, so I'm gonna be like stifling burps this entire episode. I'm really sorry. I feel like garbage right now.
Don't eat pizza, eat Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I wish. No, so where was I? Where even was
you were
I?
talking about the cadence.
Yeah, his
slips.
speaking cadence is...
My mask of sanity is slipping.
My mask of sanity is slipping. So the one line I really know well from Rebels of Thrawn is when he goes like, this rebellion ends today. So his speaking cadence is like very melodic. And then his opening line in this is, what was once a dream for enemy is now a harsh reality, or something along that, where it's like...
That's me as hell when I walk out of the bathroom.
He's more like in his chest with it. He's more like upright. What? He's just more upright about his speaking now. It's not as melodic as it was. So it's a slight difference, but it is a difference, and I thought it was cool to see like his progression a little bit.
Yeah, I guess it's good enough to just see an exact carbon copy, because then that means his character hasn't changed in the years that we've missed him.
I like that his uniform is slightly tattered. Like there's
I thought that was a nice detail. It wasn't perfectly mint, because I was like, it wouldn't make sense anyway if his uniform was mint.
Mm-hmm. He's got to have at least one other spare change of clothes. Do you think Thrawn stinks? Do you think he stinks?
Dude, I was thinking about that. I'm not even joking. I was looking at Balin, and I was like, okay, these people wear the same clothes all the time for the sake of wearing a costume. Do they shower ever?
Well,
and then
especially
put that back on?
Because Shin and Balin are mercenaries. So
and they've been traveling.
When do they have time to shower?
I know. When do they have time to clean up?
But Thrawn especially, although his clothes are clean, they are tattered. So it's like, do they got like dry cleaning still on that Star Destroyer? Like, is he showering?
No clue, man. No clue.
So I don't know. But so yeah, we got Thrawn's appearance. It was sick.
I was super duper happy with that.
And then Thrawn sees Sabine, and he's like, go look for your boyfriend. Go look for your space boyfriend.
Honestly, okay, so here's where I'm at, because I wanted to go back to the night troopers. I really feel like that they are not people. because I feel like my justification for that is when you watch the show and you see someone like Enoch walking around, I feel like Enoch as a person is more of a person potentially than what any of those could be, because there's scenes where Enoch is walking and it's human because it isn't like the perfect like uniform like walk like a robot. The stormtroopers very much walk like robots, and then there's like scenes where they're like restless, like they're like looking around and moving like this, or their arms are moving. It's not professional and it's not clean like how a stormtrooper would be that we've seen in the film. It's, when I saw it, it was like the uncanny valley of like how they're walking.
Well,
it's like you want to believe it's CGI almost too, because
they
it's
are.
like
They are CG. All those stormtroopers are CG. I think
Seriously?
I think Enoch is the only full costume.
Interesting.
Because when you in the scene where it's like it's moving like this across all the stormtroopers, then it lands on Enoch for the first time. There's a difference in the shine of his uniform versus all the other stormtroopers. He's the only one that had like, it looks tangible, more tangible than the rest. So I think all the stormtroopers, especially because of the grand volume of them, and the fact that this is THRAWN's reveal, you probably can't have 501st people come for THRAWN's reveal.
No.
So and the soundstage of the Star Destroyer is completely CG, where THRAWN's walking. So I think pretty much all of them are CG. So it could just be an animation artifact of trying to make them look slightly more realistic, of like looking around or moving like little bits rather than being like stiff and rigid.
Even if they've done CG of people, it still feels real. Like it just felt like they weren't people like the entire time. That's at least how I took it when I was watching it.
Great. Well, I noticed with them the same thing I noticed in Dial of Destiny with the parade at the beginning. There's a point where Helena looks over the side to look at the parade, and it's like, yeah, you see people in the parade, but if you really look at them, it's like they're really robotic, just walking with it. Most of the time that you see these night troopers that are moving a little bit more robotically, they're further in the background. So it's like their animation isn't at the forefront of the shot, so it doesn't really matter. But no, I get what you're saying. We do definitely have to see what it's going to be. And here's my dilemma. I hope they're zombie troopers because that's cool, but I also hope they're not zombie troopers because I still want to make the Death Troopers movie.
They're definitely not like Project Blackwing. They're just probably in my opinion, they're probably just resurrections of the dead. Because there's no way everybody on that Star Destroyer lived. I mean, it's kind of like crazy to think that THRAWN and Ezra at least lived. How did this dude get this gold, bro? Where'd this gold come from?
The Night Sisters. My thing is at the very end of the episode, well, towards the end of the episode, THRAWN's like, sisters, I require your black magic once again. So it's like, when was the first time you used it, and what are you going to do next?
True.
So, is the first time resurrecting his troopers, or is it like repairing the Chimera? Like, what is it? What is it, Thronsky? Thronsky boy.
Here's something I'm even curious about. How are THRAWN and Ezra kind of coexisting on the same planet?
He ran,
but
bro.
I have no idea where each other are, it seems.
Well,
which is strange.
Because they dipped. Because THRAWN probably still wanted Ezra dead, and Ezra probably just ran.
I mean, yeah, Ezra probably ran. And he's probably just really good at hiding. Yeah, bro, he's chilling with these crab people who are dressed so dapper for no reason, dude. They got them fits on, though.
Yeah, they went to Men's Warehouse. They did, bro. They did.
They
got that drip.
I feel like it's kind of touching on the Ezra scene, too, where we get Jabba the Hutt revealed back in canon. Lando Calrissian back in the canon. If you're not a Rebels fan, that's a deep cut joke. But I feel like I'm understanding these longer drawn out shots more, because I feel like in this circumstance when like Sabine's like looking around, it's all the crab people like milling and whatnot, and the camera's like doing its little spin. For me, at least, I really kind of felt like a good tension build there, because I was like, is the episode going to end here? Are we going to see like Ezra, like what's going to go on? And I feel like that's maybe been the intention the whole time, and that was a good example of it. But then in the other circumstances, I just didn't feel the tension, because it was just Ahsoka moving things and like another scene where something long just happened. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely understand like the spinning around is tension, but before that, there's really long drawn out scenes of just showing these crab people looking at the camera, which is Sabine being like, they did it like 4 times. I'm like, you could have done it twice and I would have been happy.
I know, it's like,
showed the baby crab and then the food, I would have been cool, but then they showed it like 2 more times. I'm like, okay, I get the idea. They're oogling and they're boogling. So, yeah, that final part is definitely to build tension and be like subvert, like, oh, is this where it's gonna end? And it's like, no, Ezra's here. I will say though, Ezra showed up and I was like, whoa, cool. I didn't really care though.
What?
Well, because Blue Man.
I cared, bro.
Blue Man was there, bro.
You were just hyped because of Thrawn.
I'm hyped because of Blue
Ezra
Man.
back.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I'm happy Ezra's back, but like, come on, Blue Man. The Blue Man group toured from Vegas to the ancient planet of the Dathomiri, bro. So they're here and they're ready to stay. One thing I am surprised with is when we were getting this whole new space thing. Do you think we're only going to see this planet for the rest of it? Because I'm
going to assume this is the only planet in this other galaxy that we even look at.
And we got like what, 2 episodes left of this entire series. I feel like there's so much that could happen. Yeah, because
exactly.
Ahsoka was in this episode for 5 minutes, and then the robot said, "Luke, we won the Star War," and then
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far.
What story do you think he told her? Who? Yeah,
probably the part 1 that was the best part.
Huh?
Part 1 of like the mysteries of like the whatever like outside of the galaxy. He talked about there's 3 parts and part 1 was the best.
Oh. That's boring. I thought it was gonna be like long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the High Republic, or.
I liked how Ahsoka was very conflicted, and Hu Yang was kind of like putting her in her place where it was at least
playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, being like, well, Sabine made her choice. You don't like the choice that she made because it's not what you want, but she did what she wanted because it was probably the right thing after all.
No, it wasn't. She did what she wanted because it was the right thing. It was. Sabine did the only choice that she thought she had. Like, for Sabine, Ezra's the only way. Like, finding her is the only thing that matters. So for her, it was the only decision that she could have made.
Yeah, ain't no way she about a 1v1 Balin, bro. Let's be real.
And then the reveal of Balin being a general in the Clone War.
That was kind of shocking too, because he's always like, oh, the
that
Jedi,
dude's gotta be old. No wonder he died. Like, dude's gotta be mega. That's disrespectful.
That was bad disrespectful. Take that back.
No, but like, no, to be a general in the Clone War and like at this age, like Luke is starting to even get old. This dude should be like using a walker and a cane. Like, he's definitely like in his 70s, almost like 80s then. Because Thrawn's the same age as Anakin, basically, when they meet in the Clone War.
Yeah. See, now what I'm intrigued to hear from Balin's point of view is what the stories are that he heard in the Jedi Temple about this planet. And what's on this planet that could help reshape the galaxy, I guess.
The Wizard of Oz.
It has to do something with the Dathomirian magic, in my opinion. But I really like now he had, like, his true angle is just revealed. And now we know he isn't just some useless mercenary kind of going around. Yeah. Shin obviously hates doing it. She hates the witches and whatnot because she was like, witches! When they pulled up and they're like,
oh, I'm scared. Scary lady.
It reeks of Jedi. And then, like, Balin kind of did, like, the... because they thought he was talking about him. Which was a really good foreshadow part, too, to him being in the Clone Wars. But still, though, that was really, really wild. I'm just really excited for next week. I have a very strong... So I kind of put this in the Discord, too, kind of asking people if they thought, like, Ahsoka was going to be another one-off, or if there was going to be a part 2, or if it was going to exist in the Mandoverse now, if people want to call it that. Of, like, all these other shows will work through Ahsoka. And I don't really know what to think now.
I 100% I think Ahsoka's going to be the catalyst for a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think it
And that's why we didn't get the names of what else could be next.
I don't know if it's going to be an Ahsoka season 2. To be honest, I doubt it. I think there's got to be at least one more season of Ahsoka to get everybody to come back, or like something in another season of another, like. But then again, there's talks about Mando season 4 being a movie. So it's like, I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
What if Ahsoka ends and then it's just Rebels? Like the live action series then?
Rebels season 5?
Basically. Rebels season 5, but instead of being animated, it's live action.
Maybe.
I thought that was a pretty neat idea. I feel like they wouldn't do that.
I prefer Rebels to be animated, because then you could have like 20 episode seasons like you have with Rebels rather than
Yeah.
putting a story into 8. Because I don't mind having animated series where it's like not every episode deals with the exact story, even though sometimes I get antsy for that story.
I definitely feel like live action is the future of Star Wars, though. Bad Batch is the exception for being animated right now as like a major story series. I don't know if they'll ever. To be honest, I don't even know if they would do another animated series.
Because I feel like will.
I mean, we have Clone Wars, Bad Batch, and then Rebels are the big 3. I'm not going to count Resistance. I'm seriously not going to count Resistance.
Well, it had 2 seasons, so it's got to count for something.
Okay, fair, fine.
I mean, I feel like animation is now being geared towards the younger audience, I would say, like Young Jedi Adventures.
Bad Batch ain't, though.
What?
I feel like Bad Batch isn't necessarily always geared toward the younger audience. There's a lot of... It's kind of like the Clone Wars, so I guess it's the preteen.
I'm saying, like, the way animation is moved... Like, the business plan for it is it might be, like, more kids stuff is...
True.
Animated, and then they kind of move away from doing... I hope they don't, though. I like the animated series.
I definitely do like that as an idea for the property still.
Give my animation friends some jobs.
I feel like I'm just so conflicted on what could be the end of the series. Like, I feel like in the last 2 episodes, not everything could possibly be resolved. I mean, like, I'm really hoping THRAWN actually makes it out back into the current Star Wars galaxy.
Oh, if THRAWN somehow dies at the end of the series, I will, like...
That would be crazy.
I would riot. I would be like, Dave Filoni, you cooked too long and then you burnt this.
Cooked too long that he burnt the meal.
I would locate Dave and wear his skin and steal his job.
That would be crazy, because that's what I'm thinking too, is it's like there's no way that THRAWN could possibly die. You just introduced him. There's no way that like Baylan or Shin are gonna disappear yet. You know? I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, I love Baylan as a character, but they seriously can't obviously keep making him as a character now unless they did the what was the Grand Moff Tarkin treatment from Rogue One or the Leia. But he's just, the more and more I watch it, the more I fall in love with his character. I think he's just really good at acting, and he's a really good character and a villain too. And it's like, oh, I don't want it to end. It's like knowing your favorite story's about to end, and there's no way that you can skip it from happening.
It's like when you're reading a book and you're in those last couple pages.
Yep.
Like, no, I personally think Shin might turn on Baylan.
I agree. Actually, I was about to mention that too. I feel like she doesn't subscribe to what the Night Sister's doing, what THRAWN is doing. I feel like she's so conflicted about what she wants that she's going to turn on THRAWN and the Night Sisters and try to do her own thing. And maybe in the process of doing that, it gets Baylan killed somehow. But I feel like she doesn't like any of the things that she's told to do right now. She very much hates it.
Either that or she's like very short-sighted in her power, so Baylan's trying to go after this grand thing. Maybe she's like, nah, I'm gonna go with THRAWN and rule the galaxy.
Maybe, yeah, because that was the other thing, because she seemed more interested in the power than the stories of the whatever else is on this planet, you know, because she's probably not going to get stuck. I think that's interesting that they're just like, oh, leave Baylan and Shin there. I was like kind of dang by that, but...
I'm interested to see when Ahsoka arrives, what transpires, and then how are they going to get out?
Because again, that's what I'm constantly thinking about, is what's going to happen. Ahsoka's going to show up, and then what? Is THRAWN going to like dip?
Ahsoka dies.
And then they're going to Purrgil back to the galaxy? Or are they going to stop the Chimera from actually jumping back? Because I'm kind of on the belief right now that they're going to stop the Chimera from going back to the galaxy.
I'm not.
I don't know.
That's all.
I'm not.
And that's all she wrote. I gotta rock. No, overall though, episode was fire. I did like because Shin and Baylan are pulled from Greek mythology as wolves that chase the sun and the moon, and then in the show when their wolves run away, Baylan's is black, Shin's is white, like how it is in the mythology. So that was pretty cool. I like the chemistry that Sabine and the wolf dog thing has.
That thing was cute.
Yeah.
I really like it. I hope it stays.
It's a big puppy. And I'm a firm believer that it's a descendant or a relative of Loaf Wolves.
I don't believe that. I know it has similar features, like the nose on the top and the mouth.
Oh, the mouth is the exact same shape.
It's exactly the same. So that's why when it popped up, I thought it was a Loaf Wolf, but Sabine would have called it that, because then she was like, oh, this is your planet. What if those wolves are interconnected with the Force, man? Just like Purgils and Loaf Wolves can't be the only Force creatures in all of Star Wars to be interconnected with the Force and traveling.
Who knows? Maybe at the end of the series, Ezra finally goes home, goes back to Lothal, and we see the White Wolf.
Dude,
that would make me cry. That would make me sad.
That would be awesome if we saw canon, though. Mm-hmm. In the representation of the Loaf Wolf, but yeah.
It's Freddie Prinze playing him. That'd be dope.
That would be really sick. I'm kind of, especially after writing off episode 5, I'm like, no more clones, no more Rex. It was just this one time. But I don't know. It gives me hope for the future that they're not done ever touching aspects of the Clone Wars now, especially now that we have clones in live action. I'm kind of curious what they'll do, because they're definitely not just making Phase 1 and Phase 2 clone troopers in live action.
Them and completely reworking
all of their armor to be suitable for human use. They're definitely not just doing that as a one-time thing, you know?
Well, they might be. That's what we saw in Tales of the Jedi. They reworked the Phase 1 armor.
That is true. They did,
you
but
never know.
I guess we'll never know.
Overall, granted, like, these past 2 episodes, if you really look at them, I'm enjoying them front to back, but if you're looking at them like scrutinizingly, they're filler episodes, like 100%. Because not really a whole lot has happened between these 2 episodes. We just got the Clone Wars flashbacks, which was a big thing, and then it's set up for this episode. And then this episode, you have THRAWN return and Ezra return, and then just kind of the story beats of what might happen next. So there's content-wise, there isn't a whole lot to talk about this episode, I don't think.
I mean, yeah, that's why I'm kind of like looking at the time. I'm like, really? We're only talking about this for half an hour? But
short and sweet.
That's honestly how I thought about it, though. Like, because I just rewatched it today, and the entire time we were talking, I was like, what else really happened? It was THRAWN, it was the Night Sisters. They're going to bring back their dead Night Sisters to resurrect them. We got Ezra back, and Ahsoka's pretty mad, and she's traveling on a whale right now. Get me Ahsoka Tano's records, her birth certificate, her social security card, all known credit cards she has opened in the galaxy.
Give me her credit card number and the 3 numbers on the back.
Yeah, basically how we treated that. But I thought it was funny how it was like right back to the original.
But when he said her master, I'm like, you don't know her master? I'm like, oh, you're gonna have a field trip with this one.
Dude, yeah, as soon as he finds out it's Anakin.
He's gonna read her like a book.
Dude.
So
that's what I'm hyped about.
This will be interesting to see.
I hope he mentioned... Dude, you gotta bleep that one out.
No, bro.
You gotta bleep that one out.
That's staying in. I thought it was gonna be quiet. Sounded like a car starting.
Other than the Ahsoka episode, was there anything else you really big you wanted to talk about in Star Wars right now? We have the HasCon stream.
R.I.P. Nick Chubb.
I am excited for that.
Nick Chubb's leg went boom.
Nick Chubb's leg went boom, but Steelers took a dub.
Steelers
all the way.
The defense scored more points than the offense.
Steelers to Super Bowl this year.
Fire Matt Canada, please. And thank you. Snoop Dogg even asked for it as well. So, thank you guys for watching this episode of the 1313 podcast. If you liked it, like, comment, sub, join, Discord, social media, Twitch, X, TikTok, no Facebook, no MySpace.
Nope. No Facebook.
Check out Tommy dropped a video as of recording this today about balling on a budget if you're interested in that type of thing, if you're poor. As we all soon will be as our economy continues to tank.
As our economy continues to tank and Hasbro keeps having live streams revealing more and more action figures. And we have 3 waves that haven't released.
As corporations make more, the common man makes less. Rent goes up, food goes up, gas goes up. As we will, and our savings are dwindled down to nothing. Maybe you want to buy that General Lando figure on sale somewhere. So make sure that you check out that video. It'd be very cool of you. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week for more Ahsoka.
Second and last episode of Ahsoka, dude.
And more Tikas.
More Tika on Monday.
Bye.
Greetings. Subscribe to the 1313 podcast. And if you'd like some absolutely fire merchandise, make sure to check out the Teespring linked below. And please use your datapad to follow us on all social media that can be located on the HoloNet. Also, be sure to support us on Patreon, if you would be so inclined. May Warrior's fortune smile upon you.